Thank you. And at this time, it is my delight to welcome our colleague, Dr. Brad Wenstrup, who has graciously agreed to join us today to share his experiences and thoughts about the topic of continuity as he has experienced it firsthand. So with that, Dr. Wenstrup, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Chairman Bice, Ranking Member Kilme, the whole House Administration Committee for having me here today to testify and have the discussion, as you described it that way, on the topic of congressional continuity. And I'm really grateful for the serious approach that this committee has taken. And if it takes a committee to appoint a committee to make a study to eventually get something done, let's do it now. Let's do it now because we have to. And as has been said, it's not a pleasant topic to think about. It's incredibly serious. And it's serious and so important for the country. You know, it's been 7 years since the shooting at the baseball field. And you know, I've thought about this problem for some time, and I brought it up here and there during certain opportunities. So I'm really grateful that this is happening now. This is really important because not only, as has been mentioned, can we take away the incentive for someone to act in a nefarious way, we're going to preserve the idea that all Americans will have a voice here in Congress, virtually at all times. So I've always thought that out of everything bad that happens, there's a chance to do something good. And I think that that opportunity is here and now. And so again, I'm very grateful for what is being done here by this committee, and that we're taking the time to deliberate and hopefully move forward to find the best response in case the unthinkable ever happens, or the unthinkable that has happened has some success, some negative success. So this isn't just a hypothetical situation we're dealing with today. And you know, I first came to Congress, you know, since I came here, there's been a real uptick in political violence against fellow Americans, against elected officials, increase in violent political rhetoric from elected and non-elected people in social media. And, you know, let's face it, we always talk about the increase of mental health needs in our country. We have a problem. And someone who may have mental health needs does not need to be incentivized towards taking bad action. So in recent years, we've seen the shooting, Congressman Gabby Giffords, anti-Semitic incidents skyrocket, assassination attempts on President Trump. According to a recent Time article, 1/3 of Americans believe that violent action against the government can be justified. John Lewis, colleague, great American, he used to say good trouble. He didn't have this in mind. This is not what he was talking about. So, you know, June 14th, 2017, I was on the baseball field with my colleagues practicing for the baseball game. A violent domestic terrorist attempted to assassinate Republican members of Congress. He had names in his pocket, descriptions in his pocket. This was a clear assassination attempt. And he decided to use murder or assassination as a tool for political change. He wanted to wipe out the Republican majority and change the balance of power in our Congress. 136 rounds were fired on the field at that confrontation. Sitting members of Congress and their staff were seriously injured and required immediate medical intervention. What would have happened if Capitol Police weren't there? He could have killed sitting members. If he had achieved his goal and there were enough members to tip the balance of power in one direction or another, he succeeded. Let's take that opportunity away. Yeah, he could have killed, you know, if someone is killed or incapacitated beyond the ability to serve, that's a problem. So there's too many what ifs in a situation like this because Congress hasn't fully considered the implications of mass casualty event affecting members and the impact it would have on the ability of our Congress to function in a time of need. So I think we need to take some next steps, a process that's a deterrent of a disaster. And I think that we can all stand resolute on this clearly in a bipartisan fashion. You know, we have plans in place for a president. We have seen that happen in the United States of America. But there is a plan in place for secession, and especially if there's multiple leaders that are killed or incapacitated beyond repair, basically. So I'm really proud to join Representative Kilmer, Timmons, Cleaver in leading a proposed constitutional amendment that would establish a congressional continuity plan by requiring each newly elected member to provide a list of at least 5 individuals who are qualified to serve in the member's place in the event of that member's death during the term. And if they were to pass away, the governor of the state must select a replacement from that list within 10 days. We heard how long it takes for a special election. I just finish with this because I know my time has expired and I appreciate it. You know, we heard it said, you know, hope is wonderful, but it's not a plan. Prayer is great, but it's not a plan. And I just want people to think about, besides the baseball field and the other events, what would we have done on 9/11/2001 if the 4th plane hit the Capitol? We were in session that day. Now yield back.